to have to try to dive into a bullet time. They don't want to have to deal with the Kaisa getting really strong here. They want to put 1xN, as you noted, on something like potentially the Ashe, as we see the hover here.
Keystone to take into the Gwen. I don't think you want to take extended trades against her in the long term. Obviously, level 1 might be a different story. Hoya was willing to give a lot of his health just to make sure that Flandre could not get deep into the bottom jungle or the top jungle, but that has now come at the cost of both of their flashes down. Hoya starting to chug pots immediately, and I imagine
free resources over to Nefiri and Gwen. The moment that those two start getting out of control, it becomes a lot more difficult, and Hoya is now sitting at 4 CS and is basically permanently out of this game with 2 levels down already.
Tarzan, nice attempt to try and steal back. Can't really do anything as a jungler. Well, you've already seen that Feather and 1xN have rotated mid lane so that they can be ready to start making their way to the first growth rotation, because it's been
relatively strong Wombo. You know, at level 6 for Thunder Talk, if you can, you know, get that Yone ultimate on top of, you know, somebody who either got Ashe arrowed or, you know, Sejuani ultimate, you know, you throw out the R there. Seraphine's going to be able to combo off of it. Galio's going to be able to hit the knockup. There are plenty of ways for Thunder Talk to slowly chip back in this game. I think 6, you certainly don't want to give over 5 if you're going to contest, but we see the teleport coming in.
It's Flandre. KL leads with the Pop Blossom, and 1xN is the target that has to pay the price for the rest of Thunder Talk, who are trying to now escape. Beichuan still has a flash. There's so much CC on the side of Thunder Talk that I'm surprised that Hope did not go cleanse this game, but, you know, it might just be a sign that one of them is going to have to get a Mikhail's Crucible for him, as Hoya is already taking a lot of damage from Flandre. This is a Hollow Radiance against, you know, 2 subcomponents on the side of Flandre. But
as I say that, we see a play on the top side onto Flandre.
Oh, great arrow by 1xN. Flandre even tried to dodge it, but still got clipped. This is going to be a nice pickup for Thunder Talk, and a shutdown ideally would have been nice in Satab's pockets, but you know what? We'll see if H1 can make use of the extra bit of gold. Meanwhile, the rest of Anyone's Legend say, sorry, Flandre, but your death will not be in vain. We just got the mid-tier 1.
Yeah, certainly not a bad fight, but it's not over just yet. Tarzan jumping onto Feather, and he can keep going.
5,000 HP. You see Shanks trying to threaten on that top flank. The rest of Anyone's Legend threatening below. A teleport is coming in from Hoya to help reinforce with the rest of the escape. They turn onto KL. He flashes away. The Pop Blossom doesn't really clip anyone. It's used defensively, but Shanks is still threatening on the top side. They turn right onto the Ninja, and Shanks gets popped, and now suddenly, just like this is where Thunder Talk can thrive. A 5-man unit all working cohesively together.
Tarzan!
But then you throw in the Hound's pursuit from Tarzan, and he's going to pull Thunder Talk apart. He's still got that dog in him, and 1xN has no ground to run from. Anyone's Legend pick up an ace and only drop 2. Both of the compositions stylistically thrive at different peaks throughout the course of the fight. When Thunder Talk are able to deal with one of the threats, isolate them as a 5-man unit, then they're able to reestablish battle lines and things look okay. But then Anyone's Legend re-engage, not with 1 threat, but 2 threats in the Nefiri and the Gwen, and suddenly the whole composition, which thrives on being a 5-man unit, pulls apart, and then, yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, definitely agree, and I think a very important thing for AL that really just kind of cements their pretty strong lead here is just how much of the gold went on to Hope in that Talk to win, and we see that 3rd dragon now going over to the side of AL.
Yeah, 6,000 gold advantage for Anyone's Legend at 19 minutes in the game. A minute away from the Otacon spawning. Already 2 items have been completed on the likes of Shanks, who is already using the power of that. You know what? Tarzan definitely made me believe that he was going to go for it. He is 2 items, and Hoya is unfortunately very poor on this Galio compared to the rest of the curve of the map. But because they forced away the big tank in Hoya away from the top side of the map, and Beichuan is on the bot side, this is a free Otacon for Anyone's Legend.
Yeah, it's just objective after objective after objective going over to the side of AL at this point. You know, sacking the grubs early turned out to be fine. They're stacking that dragon up, which Soul is going to be spawning in about 2.5 minutes. They're going to have Otacon for it. And this is going to be a pretty scary proposition for Thunder Talk. I think when you
take at least for the next 2 minutes, and engage from Zatab trying to lock down Flandre, who now has the assistance of Beichuan, almost dies to Flandre in the back, but he's able to snap back with the Soul Unbound, and Beichuan finishes the job.
Yeah, it's on here, and that's definitely going to be the primary objective, it looks like, for both of these teams moving forward.
Yeah, and you can see that the... Hang on.
Oh, they were spotted. I don't think they
KL.
know, though.
Yeah, it's KL as, or no, wait, where is KL? KL is impersonating Shanks at the moment. Dude, it's so hard to keep track of Nico sometimes. Oh, Beichuan knew someone was in the brush there. He throws out the Glacial Prison, and they jump right onto the main Pop Blossom Engager. No chance for a Nico ultimate to be used this game. Hope forced to flash away. In the thick of it is Shanks, but dies early. Now it's up to Flandre and Tarzan to turn the fight because Hope cannot participate. But don't tell me they win a 2v5, right? But Beichuan already lost. Flandre finally dies, but now Tarzan is able to find one back onto Feather. Satab, below 50% HP. But they don't have a jungler anymore, so Tarzan is trying to stay in range so that he could threaten him with a smite steal. Satab tries to step up, looks for the flash, misses completely. The Soul Unbound will take him back, but Tarzan is able to use the Call of the Pack to dodge the last bit of damage.
Hope
now
is back.
Hope has arrived back to the fight, and they're trying to cut them off now. Beichuan still not going to spawn for another 13 seconds.
This is a very dangerous situation for both of these teams. Hope has got to have some fancy footwork here.
I hope they're keeping track of the Ash Arrow cooldown because it's going to come up sooner or later. The flash from Hope, but it's Hoya that gets pounced by KL, who finally comes back from the grave with the Pop Blossom. 1xN isolated for Tarzan to sink his dog fangs into, and Thundertalk have completely collapsed under the pressure of anyone's legend.
Oh, they just didn't have enough. They barely didn't have enough firepower to be able to close out that fight the first time. Tarzan ends up surviving. Hope survives on the back end of that fight after Beichuan dives him. It looked so good, but we're not even done. Feather is getting jumped.
Tarzan will not allow any mercy to be shown on the Rift today. Thundertalk won't even get a chance to contest and look for a flip of a smite steal, as Tarzan and Shanks are going to force out the Piggy Rider away from the Dragon Pit, find themselves another kill to claim. 8-0-6 on this Neferi board. So TT know that this is happening. The question is, can they do anything about it? Beichuan gonna try to walk up, stunned up by KL, the Pop Blossom, sidestep. Beichuan can get in? Oh, it was so close, but Tarzan secures the Baron. Now Beichuan is overextended for it, and Hoya! Oh no, I don't know if that was the hero's entrance you wanted to take, but I respect that you're not gonna let your comrade go down without, you know, some companionship at death's door. Thundertalk now down to 3 members, actually 2, because Feather died off screen somehow. I didn't catch that at all, but yeah, Super K-Man rocks 11,000 gold advantage for anyone's legend. I think this is game.
Yeah, this was a dominant performance from anyone's legend. We got to see their star players, the ones we were hyping up, really perform, really show up here, and I don't think Satab and 1xN are quite going to be enough to be able to stop this push into the base.
Yeah, I would not imagine it. Oh, Tarzan, this is just rude, man.
Yeah, disrespect.
Oh, they got close to killing 1xN, but GG, well played. Anyone's legend take the first game against Thundertalk.
Really, really awesome game number 1 from AL. You can praise almost every aspect of their performance.